You look online for dating advice, and most dating advice, including pretty much all of the videos that I've made, may actually lead you astray. Especially if you're a young man, especially if you're in this space where you're watching my videos, and you probably know what the red pill is, or you've heard of it. You probably watch like Andrew Tate and everything. Most of that dating advice will actually lead you astray if your goal is to get into like a loving relationship. Because most of the dating advice online focuses on only one thing, which is just attraction. The top 7 ways to get girls. Here's how to text a girl to make her more likely to reply back to you. The issue with this kind of content, which I have literally produced hundreds of videos like that, is that it will make you more successful at getting a more quantity of girls. Like literally, the way to get the most girls is for you to act avoidant, for you to act, distant, to not reply to her messages, to even act like a bit of an asshole and everything, and to be on Tinder, and you'll meet a woman faster. You'll have sex with more women if you follow this advice of like, the normal advice online. But every guy's giving this advice of like, yeah, like act like the Chad and everything, right? But an issue with that is that you're not actually being who you truly are. And so you start to attract the kind of women who aren't even into the real you. I know this sounds like a meme, but the advice of like, just be yourself when it comes to dating, it's like you eventually, once you've like improved yourself so much and you've like experienced so much of life, you realize that that's actually the most based advice out there. Now, do not be content with being lazy. As a young man, you should be ambitious. You should be working very hard to goals, right? You should not be content with being broke or being unsuccessful. You should strive for more. It's the masculine desire for more. Always do that. But when it comes to then essentially cashing out who you are in the dating market, acting like more of a Chad and taking a longer time to reply to her messages than you actually wanted to, and like not meeting her again for a little while because it's going to make you look cooler. These tactics that you have seen in every single online video, in my videos, in other self-improvement creator videos, in red pill videos from Andrew Tate, all of this advice is actually going to lead you astray because it's making you pretend that you're someone that you're not. In a real relationship, if you want like an actual loving, secure relationship where this woman will actually just fully calm your nervous system down to the point that you forget that you have this anxious attachment style, it comes, honestly, from just being 100% genuine and authentic and real to who you are. Again, a quick disclaimer, this does not mean that you should be fine with being a chump, being broke. You should set big goals. You should aim to make a fortune. You should aim to build a physique that you're really proud of. But when it comes to what you want from love and a relationship, you should be 100% honest with that. Oftentimes in the modern day, it's so cool to act like you're cold to the other person. I'm from the UK, and so the dating scene here is very cold. It's a race to the bottom of who can care less about the other person. It's a race that who can be less emotionally invested. And guess what? I thought all this negative things, and I realized, well, that's because I'm playing that game too. Most people are playing this game where they're like too cool to attach and to build a real connection with each other. And so people like me, like previous me, I'll go and use Tinder and stuff, and I'll post like a fuckboy picture, and I'll get like a lot of matches from doing that, and I'll meet girls, and I literally won't message them after I've slept with them, and knowing that makes them even more into me, and that now I've got them, and this is like the area of control. And eventually you fall in love with one of these girls that you've been acting like this, and then she makes you anxious because you're no longer like, feeling secure with the kind of girl who was hooking up with guys from Tinder, who was matching guys who were showing their abs and stuff, and you can't be honest with her now. When it comes to dating, to get into a real long-term secure relationship, you should be who you are 100% honestly from the start, which sounds so just different from the advice that you've heard. If you just follow along with me, I'm sure that I'll give you some more like bits of understanding. If She's unattracted to this 100% real version of you, because there's going to be a lot of women that you meet, and if you started to say like, oh yeah, you know, like sometimes I feel a bit anxious and I want like lots of reassurance in a relationship, I want a close relationship. We couldn't even imagine being that honest in a relationship, because it just seems like sad. It seems like unattractive that girls are going to hear that. Like you can imagine some like party girl thinking that, oh, that's just weird, because she's used to fucking guys who leave her on red after they've had sex. That's why, like, so if you're scared of unattracting the kind of girl who's on Tinder all the time, who's going like fucking guys that she meets on like nightclubs and stuff, by you being honest about the kind of person that you actually are, that you want like a strong, stable relationship, you want a woman who is your peace, you want a woman who is the wind on your back whilst you achieve massive goals. And a girl thinks that's like, you know, weird, and she ends up not speaking to you anymore, and then you're like, oh damn, see, Hamza, the advice didn't work. If I just acted like a Chad, and I just acted really cold towards her, then she would have been into me. Well, yeah, she would have slept with you, but bro, those type of girls are sleeping with everyone else. I used to think that was like the success of the dating market, was just sleeping with the kind of girls who were on Tinder and nightclubs. And you realize, bro, that's like level 1. Like that more ambitious thing is to get like a really high quality woman who literally like makes you more productive, who makes you more successful. That level 1 is just sleeping with some girl who's sleeping with other guys. It's like that. It's not hard to do. There's a lot of guys who still want to get to this level and they struggle and stuff, and they're watching all these dating videos that I've made personally. But this level's not hard to achieve. If you're an ambitious guy, you should want something more than this. This is just sex, but it's like, it's sex with the worst kind of people, because these people are literally brain dead, and like she's already pair bonded with 50 guys in the last like 2 years, and so have you. So you break your soul. The more ambitious thing is you want a high quality woman who you still have awesome or even better sex with anyway. Be more ambitious than the entry level shit of just trying to attract as many girls as possible. And a lot of them are just low quality. You can attract some hot girls, and they're literally not good to be around, because if she's hot and you've brought her into your life and you've slept with her, it feels awesome until you see the reality of it is like, okay, then eventually you fall for her a little bit. And then you feel anxious about her because she still goes out to parties, because she still has those old friends, because she's still texting the same guys that she used to fuck, that she might be still fucking. It's like, so to sacrifice these girls who would find it cringe for you to like, you know, openly communicate what you want out of a relationship. To sacrifice these girls it's a valuable sacrifice.